Hello everyone, welcome to this ethics session, and today we will be discussing about the difference between the ethics and the values and what are the similarities between the ethics and the values. Before this session, we have discussed about what is ethics is all about and how the ethics is related with respect to the values, morals and the attitude. In this session, we will be discussing about what actually ethics is all about and what is the importance of the values are there in the ethics and how these values and the ethics have developed over a period of time. Right? We will also going to see, can ethics be there without the values? Do the values are having some form of influence of the ethics or not? Right? So let's begin our session for today. Now, first of all, we should understand what is actually the ethics is all about and how the ethics and the values, they both are correlated. See, every time I used to say values are the core principles which used to determine our moral behavior, our attitude and the ethics in the society. Whenever we used to see anything with respect to right or wrong or good or bad, now we are always judging this thing with respect to the values. Right? Now, before we will going to go that what is the values are all about, first of all, let us try to understand how the ethics actually emerged. ठीक है, ethics अगर आया तो क्यों आया, हम जो है यहाँ पे क्यों ethical रहना चाहते हैं, अगर जो है यहाँ पे कोई पर्सन जो है यहाँ पे अपनी वैल्यूज से जो है यहाँ पे ethics को जज कर रहा है तो क्यों कर रहा है. These all are the key questions which we will going to deal with it. Now, first of all, let us understand this thing. Value simply means judging anything in terms of good or bad, or we can say right or wrong. ठीक है, कभी जब आप बोलते हैं कि सर ये चीज सही है, ये चीज गलत है, तो हो सकता है कुछ लोगों के लिए सही हो, कुछ लोगों के लिए गलत भी हो सकती है. So either it is the ethics or the values, right? If we will going to see, they both are abstract in nature. If I say ethics and values are abstract in nature, values used to develop over the period of time through the society, customs, traditions, individual experiences, etc. Right? And that's why they are subjective in nature. अब सबसे पहले मैंने कहा ethics and values are abstract in nature. Now, what is the meaning of abstract? Abstract simply means the things which we cannot see physically, right? But we might going to feel it. Example, if I will going to say the idea, we cannot see the idea, but you used to develop it in your mind. ठीक है, इसी तरीके से लव, आप कहते हो ना कि हाँ भी जो है मैं उससे प्यार करता हूं। अब प्यार जो है यहां पे वो एक फीलिंग है, ठीक है, आप उसको जो है यहां पे मेजर नहीं कर सकते कि अच्छा कितना प्यार करते हो, राइट। सो एथिक्स एंड वैल्यूज आर एब्स्ट्रैक्ट इन नेचर, विच मीन्स physically we might not be able to see them, but we used to feel them over a period of time। चाहे एथिक्स है चाहे वैल्यूज है, ये डेवलप कैसे हुए? तो सोसाइटी में कुछ जो है यहां पे इनिशियली सुपरस्टिशियस बिलीफ्स आए, उसके बाद जो है यहां पे कुछ चीजें जो है यहां पे कस्टम्स बन गए, कस्टम्स के बाद जो है यहां पे वो ट्रेडिशंस का रूप ले लिए, और ट्रेडिशंस के बेसिस पे लोगों ने उस चीज को बिलीव करना शुरुआत कर दिया, ठीक है। अब जब भी हम बात करते हैं बिलीफ, विश्वास, what is belief? Belief is something which as an individual we feel that this is true, ठीक है ना। कोई भी अगर यहां पे मान लीजिए पर्सन किसी भी भगवान में विश्वास करता है, now why? Because he feels this thing that this is a true, and that's why my belief can differ from your belief, that's why they are subjective in nature। So subjectivity simply means my views, my opinion can be different from your views, your opinion, right? At the same time, see, when we used to talk about it, just wait, let me clear it। Now, when we used to see this thing, whatever the choices we used to make it, ठीक है, जिंदगी में हम कभी भी कोई चॉइस बनाते हैं, अगर मान लीजिए आपने सिविल सर्विसेज के लिए जो है यहां पे आपने कहा सर मेरे को सिविल सर्विसेज करनी है, राइट, और somebody used to say this thing कि सर जो है यहां पे मुझे पायलट बनना है। What is the criteria? How you decide which career you want to make it? Again, it totally depends upon the values and the ethics of a particular society, right? And that's why हम जो है यहां पे अपनी जिंदगी में क्या इंपॉर्टेंट है हमारे लिए, वो हम डिटरमाइन करते हैं हमारी अपनी वैल्यूज के बेसिस पे, ठीक है। अब मान लीजिए आपने जो है, मैं आपको दो एग्जांपल लेता हूं। यू सेड दैट यू वांट टू बिकम द सिविल सर्वेंट, राइट, एंड यू वांट टू सर्व द कंट्री, एट द सेम टाइम you will going to earn the reputation, the status, the identity which will going to be recognized as a good in the society, right? तो ये क्या हुआ यहां पे, आपने जो है यहां पे सिविल सर्विसेज को जो है यहां पे बनना चाहा, क्योंकि जो है यहां पे हमारी सोसाइटी उसको जो है यहां पे राइट ठहराती है, right? And when our society will going to see it as a right, it means whatever we are doing it, we are pursuing according to the society। But let's say you said, sir, I want to become the successful man। Now you can become the successful man by taking the gun in your hand, by showing your power through that gun, या मसल पावर के बेसिस पे जो है यहां पे आपने लोगों को मार दिया, लोग आपसे डरने लग गए, वो भी एक पावर है। But that type of power is not accepted by the society। तो आपने जो है यहां पे इंपॉर्टेंस दी वैल्यू को, वो क्या है कि मुझे सक्सेसफुल बनना है, लेकिन जो है सक्सेसफुल बनने का जो आपका तरीका है वो हमारी सोसाइटी जो है यहां पे एक्सेप्ट नहीं करती, दैट इज रॉन्ग इन नेचर। इट मींस वैल्यूज जो भी आप करते हैं उसमें सोशल एक्सेप्टेंस होना भी जो है यहां पे एक हद तक बहुत जरूरी है। अगर मान लीजिए आपने सिर्फ अपनी वैल्यूज को इंपॉर्टेंस दी, दैट आई वांट टू बिकम सक्सेसफुल irrespective whatever the people say, right? You earn lots of money by shooting the people, killing the people, People used to get scared from you. You felt very happy. And you earned lots and lots of money. So you might going to earn the money. But in the society, the recognition will not going to be there. People, they are paying you only because of the fear, not because of the respect they are having towards you. And once a person will going to die, everyone will going to say that God has given him the punishment, what the cruelty he or she has done to the humanity. ठीक है, तो कभी भी कोई गलत इंसान जो है यहां पे जब मरता है, लोग जो है यहां पे उस पर अफसोस नहीं करते. लोग क्या बोलते हैं, ऐसे लोगों का यही हाल होना चाहिए. लेकिन अगर कोई जो है यहां पे लोग जो समाज के साथ चलते हैं, समाज के अकॉर्डिंग जो है यहां पे जो रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन फॉलो करते हैं, सोसाइटी क्या बोलती है, ये अच्छा व्यक्ति था. और उनके जो है यहां पे चले जाने पे सोसाइटी को दुख होता है. दैट्स व्हाई वी यूज्ड टू से एथिक्स और वैल्यूज हम सबकी आइडेंटिटी बनाने में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल जो है यहां पे प्ले करता है. राइट नाउ लेट अस ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड that individually how the things will going to be there and what is the difference between the ethics and the values. Now first of all, you see, when I talk about the ethics is all about, one is the recognition. ठीक है, जब आप जो है यहाँ पे सोसाइटी में लोगों को जो है यहाँ पे कोई भी काम अच्छा करके देते हैं और रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस को जो है यहाँ पे मान के काम करते हैं, लोग कहते हैं इट इज एक्सेप्टेबल. दूसरा, if everyone will going to become ethical in the society, 90% of the problems will going to get resolved. अगर हम सब जो है यहां पे एथिकल हो जाएं, तो ना ही जो है यहां पे हमें सीसीटीवी कैमरास की जरूरत पड़ेगी, ना ही हमारे को ट्रैफिक सिग्नल की जरूरत पड़ेगी, ना ही जो है यहां पे बैंक में जो है हमारे को पेन को जो है यहां पे धागे से बांध के रखना पड़ेगा. All these things are happening because the behavior of the individual is not ethical. If we all will going to become ethical in our day-to-day life, 90% of the crime rate will going to reduce. Right? And that's why what we used to say, if you will going to see, ethics used to govern the people behavior. And ethics is all about the socially recognized rules and regulations, norms, which are accepted right by the society. And as I said earlier also, these rules, regulations, custom, tradition, they all have come into existence over a period of time in the society. And when the society by large, they have accepted the thing, then it is known as the ethics. Right? And again, ethics is one of the branch of the philosophy which talks about how a person should behave, how a person should exactly live the life. Right? At the same time, if you will going to see, if a person is not obeying the ethical standards in the society, what will happen? The trust of the people will start reducing towards each other. The harmony in the society will start getting reduced. और इसीलिए हर प्रोफेशनल फील्ड के अपने एक एथिक्स होते हैं और हमेशा जो है यहां पे वो एक्सपेक्ट किया जाता है कि आप जिस भी प्रोफेशन से जुड़े हुए हैं उसके कुछ जो है यहां पे एथिक्स होते हैं, उसको आपको मानना चाहिए, उसको आपको फॉलो करना चाहिए. एग्जाम्पल, लेट्स से बीइंग द पार्ट ऑफ द मेडिकल एथिक्स. मेडिकल एथिक्स सेज दैट यू शुड नॉट शेयर योर पेशेंट डिटेल्स विद अदर्स. ठीक है. So this is a priority of the doctor that he or she should not share his client details with other people. Same is the case with the accountant also. Being a teacher, we should not share the weaknesses of our students with the other people. Why? Because might be the other people, they will going to make the fun. Number two, students, they are telling their problems to the teacher with lots of faith and the trust that this person will definitely going to help us. But if today any teacher will going to leak the information of his or her student to the other person, the trust of the student in the society will going to reduce. Right? And that's why what we used to see, ethics is not all about that every time it is a rules and regulations which are written in nature. Even when something is not written, that also need to be followed. एग्जाम्पल, हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में बहुत सारे जो है यहां पे आर्टिकल्स रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन मेंशन है, लेकिन उसके बावजूद जो है यहां पे क्राइम हो रहा है. नाउ व्हाई? सो इफ आई से I can say ethics begins where the law ends. Now, why I am saying this statement? See, law is meant for the society. हम कोई भी कानून बनाते हैं सोसाइटी के लिए. सोसाइटी कंसिस्ट ऑफ वी द पीपल. नाउ सोसाइटी इज कॉन्टिन्यूसली चेंजिंग. According to that, law also need to be reformed. But the human behavior is highly unpredictable. Right? And that's why we cannot expect that each and everything will be mentioned in the law itself. So, where the law ends, ethics begins. Why? There are certain things जहां पे रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन जो यहां पे अगर नहीं हो तो उस चीज को जो यहां पे कंट्रोल कौन करता है? सेल्फ रेगुलेशन. ठीक है. हर जगह पे जो यहां पे जरूरी नहीं है कि हर प्रोविजन के लिए जो यहां पे लॉ मेंशन हो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जब साइबर क्राइम आया, वी वर नॉट हैविंग एनी प्रोविजन विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द लॉ. ओवर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम लॉ को जो यहां पे रिफॉर्म किया गया, अमेंड किया गया, न्यू जो है यहां पे टाइप्स ऑफ क्राइम्स को हमने जाना. लेकिन आज भी बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसी हैं जिसके लिए हर चीज के लिए लॉ नहीं है. बट इफ वी ऑल विल गोइंग टू बी एथिकल इन नेचर, व्हाट आई सेड, 90% of the crime rate will going to go away. Why? If we all will going to be ethical, we will going to self-regulate ourselves. And when this self-regulation will going to be there, then 100% you will going to see that the crime rate will going to reduce. Right? Likewise, if you will going to see about the values. Now, values simply what I used to say, value simply means anything which has to be judged in terms of good or bad. And that's why I said values are very subjective in nature. What is good for me, it might not be good for you. Or what is good for America, it might not be good for India. So values are very abstract in nature. Values are very much subjective in nature. Right now you feel UPSC preparation is important for you. This is your value. Once you become the civil servant, after becoming the civil servant, might be your duty will going to become the most important part of your life. And when you are performing your duty, at that same time, Might be one of your family member has called you and asked to come home immediately because of some emergency. Now here also your values will come. Either you will go into give priority to your duty or to your family matters. Right? In this sense, if we will go into see, whatever we like, whatever we do not like, is always influenced by our values. Let's say you like one of your friend very much, but he is not very good in the studies. Right? Still you always support him. Why? Your personal likeness is there towards your friend. And let's say you hate someone, and if he or she has done something good also, then also you will go into say it's okay, sometimes the luck works. Now why? You are not appreciating his or her efforts because you are having the negative attitude towards that object or the person. Right? So here also the values comes. Similarly, if you will go into see, we all have been socialized according to our culture, according to our religion, according to our family. And the socialization what we get in our family, in our school, in our college, in the society in which we are living, it directly have an impact on our personality. Look at the language we speak, the dialect we used to speak. Right? When we used to the dialect we used to speak, it will go into show your cultural values, and your personality will go into get influenced accordingly. Right? And at the same time, as I said, values are subjective to everyone. I might not going to like the non-vegetarian food, but my friend, he might going to like it. And this can happen. Let's say two friends together, they went to the restaurant where they have a dinner together, and they both are very close friends. They both have ordered the food according to their own taste. One friend ordered the non-veg, another friend ordered the veg. But when that non-veg came, the friend, he said, taste little bit, try it. The another friend who is totally vegetarian, he or she might going to say, nahi, main nahi khata hu. It means the person who used to consume the non-veg, or let's say the person who used to consume the veg, his attitude towards his or her friend is very positive. But towards the non-veg, to get it consumed by himself is negative. So at a particular point of time, a person can have both negative and the positive attitude. And again, it is influenced by the values. Right? So simply if I say, if anybody asks me, sir, how in simple term I'll going to define the value, I will say, value simply means judging anything in terms of good or bad. ठीक है, वैल्यूज का हम हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं? मूल्य. तो कोई अगर पूछे कि भाई मूल्य को परिभाषित कैसे करना है, तो मूल्य को हम जो यहाँ पे परिभाषित इसी तरीके से करते हैं, जब हम किसी भी चीज का जो यहाँ पे सही या गलत तरीके से मूल्यांकन करते हैं उसे ही मूल्य कहते हैं, राइट। और जब जो यहाँ पे हम इन वैल्यूज को देखते हैं, एज ए सेड वैल्यूज एब्स्ट्रैक्ट हैं। आज आप जिस चीज को मान रहे हैं, हो सकता है कल जो है यहाँ पे आप उसके अगेंस्ट हो, या आज आप जिस चीज के अगेंस्ट है, हो सकता है कल आप उसके फेवर में हो। इवन अवर बिहेवियर ऑफ द वोटिंग, कि हम किसको वोट देंगे किसको नहीं देंगे, ये भी चाहे यहां पे हमारी वैल्यूज पे डिपेंड है। आप जिसको पसंद करते हो उसको वोट दोगे, नॉट बिकॉज कि यहां पे उसका अच्छा वर्क था, इट कैन बी वन ऑफ द रीजन, बट बिकॉज देयर कैन बी द पॉसिबिलिटी ये जो यहां पे उस पार्टी का सदस्य है, इसलिए हमें जो यहां पे वोट देना है, राइट। एट द सेम टाइम नाउ यू सी what is the difference between the ethics and the values is there. Now you see all these things. If I look at the ethics, now ethics meaning is derived from the societal perspective. Anything in the society when we are judging in terms of right or wrong, which will go into influence our behavior, is the ethical value. And value simply means, right, judging anything in terms of good or bad. एथिकल वैल्यूज जो है यहां पे वो यूनिवर्सल होती है, राइट। मोस्टली जो है यहां पे प्रोफेशनल, लाइक एग्जांपल ऑनेस्टी इज द बेस्ट पॉलिसी। अब ये जो एथिकल पॉलिसी है ये ऐसा नहीं केवल इंडिया के लिए है, इन द इंग्लैंड, अमेरिका, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, दिस विल गोइंग टू बी यूनिवर्सली एक्सेप्टेबल, बट वैल्यूज आर वेरी पर्सनल इन नेचर। You all are preparing for the civil services. This is your personal values, but it does not mean entire India is preparing for the civil services, right? So our personal likeness is there. That's why it is a value. And as I said earlier also, ethics used to get influenced over a period of time by the customs, by the traditions, by the organizations, right? And it used to become the professional ethics. Whereas values are also becoming the part of the socialization. In whichever the family we have taken the birth, whatever the caste, surname, religion, right, region, language, that will do have the influence on our values. And if I will going to see, there are the three branches of the ethics: meta ethics, normative ethics, and the applied ethics. We're going to deal this thing in the detail later on. Whereas values can be of multiple things. Your educational values can be different, your personal values can be different, your religious values can be different, right? Your moral values can be different. Now why? Because it is having lots and lots of subjectivity. Likewise, if we see, when a person is forced, or let's say a person is obliged to follow the society rules and regulation, now what will happen? Either willingly you are following the society rules and regulation, or unwillingly you are following the society rules and regulation. It used to control your behavior. But values are something which are very vague in nature. एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई सेड कि कोई जो यहाँ पे पर्सन सक्सेसफुल बनने के लिए सिविल सर्विसेज को ज्वाइन कर सकता है, कोई जो है यहाँ पे बिजनेसमैन बन सकता है, कोई जो है यहाँ पे जो है एक बहुत बड़ा बदमाश बन सकता है। तो ये जो है यहाँ पे जो है पर्सन टू पर्सन जो यहाँ पे बहुत ज्यादा वेरी करेगी, राइट दिस थिंग। नाउ let us try to understand, after the differences between the values and the ethics, what is the similarity between the ethics and the values. Now if we see, the first point what I can talk about is, as I said, value जो है यहाँ पे core होती है किसी भी चीज की. Now how it is a core thing is there, let me try to explain you this thing. See, these are the values. if I am judging anything in terms of good or bad from individual perspective, then it becomes morals. ठीक है, कोई भी चीज मैं अपने लेवल पे राइट या रॉन्ग जज कर रहा हूं, वो मॉरल हो गया. लेकिन if I am judging anything right or wrong from societal perspective, then it will known as the ethics. ठीक है, जब हम एक बीइंग एन इंडिविजुअल कुछ सही या गलत को जो है यहां पे देखने की कोशिश करते हैं, वो हमारी मॉरल वैल्यूज हैं. लेकिन जब हम सही या गलत सोसाइटी पर्सपेक्टिव से देखते हैं तो उसको हम एथिक्स कहते हैं. एंड दैट्स व्हाई वैल्यूज जो है यहां पे एथिक्स की एक डोमेन है यहां पे, राइट. और इसके बेसिस पे जो है हमारे बिहेवियर को जो है यहां पे एनालाइज किया जाता है, राइट. लाइकवाइज वैल्यूज आर इन्फ्लुएंसिंग अवर एथिकल बिहेवियर्स, और जो है यहां पे हमारी मॉरल नॉलेज को भी इन्फ्लुएंस करता है, जो मैंने अभी आपको डायग्राम से बताया. इसके बाद दोनों ही, चाहे वो वैल्यूज हैं चाहे वो एथिक्स हैं, ये डेवलप कैसे हुए हैं. तो इनके डेवलप होने में किसी एक कंपोनेंट का जो है यहां पे योगदान नहीं है. दे आर द मल्टीपल फैक्टर्स विच हैव एक्चुअली इमर्स्ड as the reason for the development of values and the ethics. Our religion can be one of the factors, right? Our law can be one of the factors. Our socialization can be one of the factors. Our customs, our traditions, these all have compiled over a period of time. And according to this only, then in the society, the values got transformed. ठीक है, एक टाइम था यहां पे जो है जब हम कहते थे जी सतयुग है, झूठ बोलना जो है यहां पे जो है बहुत बड़ा पाप माना जाता था. वो उस समय की सोसाइटी की वैल्यूज थी. आज के टाइम पे जो है यहां पे अगर हम देखें, हम सब जो है यहां पे किस वैल्यूज को मैक्सिमम फॉलो कर रहे हैं. इफ यू विल गोइंग टू सी, मोस्ट ऑफ अस वी आर फॉलोइंग द कॉस्ट बेनिफिट एनालिसिस. राइट, हम सब जो है यहां पे सोसाइटी में अपने कॉस्ट बेनिफिट एनालिसिस करते हैं, मिनिमम पेन में मैक्सिमम गेन चाहते हैं. ठीक है, यहां पे जो है नाउ if we will going to learn the good values and according to the society also it is good in nature and it is basically seen in our behavior, then the society will definitely going to recognize us. ठीक है, लेकिन अब मान लीजिए आप स्विट्जरलैंड में एग्जांपल, वहां पे वैल्यूज है यहां पे कि शादी से पहले जो है 1 महीना लिव इन रिलेशनशिप में रहना है. ठीक है, अब आपने जो यहां पे उन वैल्यूज को एक्सेप्ट कर लिया. स्विट्जरलैंड में माइट बी इट इज एक्सेप्टेबल गुड इन नेचर और इट इज एक्सेप्टेबल इन नेचर, तो कोई जो है यहां पे आप पे क्वेश्चन नहीं उठाएगा. लेकिन अगर आप सेम यही चीज इंडिया में करेंगे, then obviously the people will not only going to raise the question, but there might be a situation where some riots can happen. Right, this thing, and that's why the values and ethics are the combination for the welfare of the society. Right, and when we used to say na ethic in the ethics, respect your elders. Right, and when you used to say that I'm serving the army, that values which are coming, they are also getting influenced by the society. When this COVID came, right, look at the perception of the society in those days started changing. People, they realized, irrespective no matter how much the money we will going to earn, right? But the loss can never be recovered. In this sense, the values and the ethics are quite similar in nature. Right? So I hope that these points are clear to you. And always remember, it is not mandatory that the ethics and the values will always going to be written in nature. No. If you let's say believe in the God ने खुद आके नहीं कहा कि मैं जो यहाँ पे हूं. ठीक है, हम जो यहाँ पे मान के चलते हैं that all the problems which we are having it can be resolved by the Almighty, to whom even we have not seen it, but still we believe in that. ठीक है ना? तो एथिक्स में भी यही चीज है. हम जो यहाँ पे कुछ कर रहे हैं, हमें नहीं पता उसका रिजल्ट क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा, लेकिन फिर भी जो यहाँ पे अपनी तरफ से यहाँ पे आइडियाज इंप्लीमेंट करने की कोशिश करते हैं. एंड दिस इज हाउ the ethics and the value is having the similarity. Right? I hope that this session is fruitful for you. Right? Now in the next session, I will be bringing the difference between the ethics and the morals with all of you. Thank you.